What do the Wolverhampton Wanderers, 2023 Nico Hulkenberg, and a Nonagon have in common? They all have 9 points. But that last one, the Nonagon. Wait. Zoom in. Gone. Gary O'Neill. Gary took charge of Wolves 2023, and in his 63 matches in charge, has won just 20. Lost more than half of them, which is shocking. But when you look at a more recent sample size, it's 5 wins since March 1st, 2024. One of which was against championship side Burnley in the EFL Cup. The form, dreadful. Fans are fed up. They've been fed up. They've called for him to be sacked as early as the first few games of the season. But, Gary's got some excuses up his sleeves. His recent favorite is that we sold $200 million worth of players in the summer and didn't replace them. And yeah, we did sell players. We sold Kilman, we sold Neto. And that's basically it, other than some minor sales. Who do we even replace him with? Let's check in. Carlos Forbes was brought in on loan from Ajax after we sold Neto to Chelsea. Forbes is a seriously talented prospect. Just look at his time at the City Youth Academy. And he's looked electric when he's actually played, but he's only had 231 minutes in 7 appearances and 0 goal involvement so far. Not really a big enough sample size for the fans to know what's going on. Why is he not playing? We don't know. I've scoured looking for articles or snippets as to why he's not playing. Couldn't find anything. Rodrigo Gomes, yet another Portuguese wide player for Wolves. Long history of that. He played the full game against Brighton in the Cup, where we lost in a 3-2 thriller. No goal involvements, and he has 9 appearances in the Prem. Hasn't looked as great as Forbes, but I still don't even think he's had a fair shake. Mosquera, back from loan, lasted all 5 games before going down with a ACL injury. And even without the injury, I don't think Ederson is a satisfactory replacement for our former captain, who, Kilman has struggled at West Ham this season. But we replaced him with Mosquera, who's hurt, and that was our only center back addition. The backup keeper has seen more minutes than we would hope, considering Jose Sa's poor form, but Johnston hasn't looked great himself. There's a reason Sa keeps working his way back into the squad before giving away 2 penalties against Bournemouth and getting dropped again. Fosun have stockpiled so many center forwards that it looks like my FIFA Ultimate Team. Strand Larson, Wang Hee-chan, Gonçalo Guedes, and Mateus Cunha can all play up top, with only Cunha displaying true versatility to play where needed. Position that looks stacked with quality has struggled with injuries, and now after a second 90th minute struggle, a probable suspension to Cunha will only hurt the position group more. So, Gary, the recruitment and replacements haven't been up to the task. But would we really be better off having not sold Neto and Kilman and not brought in some of these players like Forbes, returning Mosquera? I don't think so. Now, after the Ipswich game today, Gary has claimed on the radio that the players aren't good enough, that relegation is inevitable. And I disagree. There is talent on this team. Gary, you're just not very good. We brought the fight against Liverpool. We've brought the fight multiple times this season. We just haven't finished it. And now the players are more interested in fighting each other than fighting for a win. It almost reminds me of the revolution last season in MLS under Caleb Porter. who is another manager who still somehow has a job despite rumors he was going to be fired, fans calling for him to be fired, and just a downright horrific season where he would just throw players under the bus. A couple games into the season, he mentioned how there were some players who weren't on the bus yet when it came to his tactics. But after watching an entire season of Caleb Porter, I didn't know what his tactics really were. He changed them so often. And I almost feel the same way with Gary O'Neill. Now, it's clear Gary likes to play some form of a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-4-1-1. But I don't understand what he's doing with the wide players. I don't understand why Bellegarde still plays. I legitimately struggle to remember who plays on the wings sometimes because it feels like they make no impact, and all the impact comes from our fullbacks. I think we've been just basically playing two right backs with Semedo and Doherty out on the right. Why is Rodrigo Gomes not playing? Why is Carlos Forbes not playing? Aït-Nouri has been pretty good this season, but I don't think he's been good enough to warrant Bellegarde in front of him. Give Forbes a run. It's time to change up the team. Clearly putting Bellegarde, Lamina, João Gomes out there every single week hasn't worked. Putting Strand Larson, as much as I've enjoyed watching Strand Larson play, and I think he's pretty good, putting him out there hasn't worked. You have 16, 17 days until the January transfer window. We need some center backs, man. You expect this team to compete for wins, trotting out the same 4 center backs, with Totti, Santi Bueno, Craig Dawson. These are not serious Premier League center backs. We need quality. But you replaced our captain, who played the most minutes for us last year, with Yerson Mosquera. And before anyone thinks I just am going after Gary O'Neill, no, this is 100% on ownership too, and it's also on the players because they're playing like shit. But how can Jeff Shee come out and say that our dream is to compete for trophies and then put this shit product on the field? I feel sorrow for the fans actually in the West Midlands who go to the stadium with their season tickets where the price just keeps going up. I read on Twitter today that it's higher priced for Wolves tickets than it is for Liverpool tickets. It is remnants to me of what it was like as a Red Sox fan the last couple of years, with John Henry putting out a subpar crap product and just charging the fans more and more. And just like I lost faith in John Henry and Red Sox ownership, and I made a whole video on that, I'm here making a whole video on the Wolves situation. I've lost faith, and yeah, you can, complain about why would a kid from New Hampshire have any serious feelings about the fucking Wolverhampton Wanderers. Well, I do. I wake up, I watch every game, I care about this club, and clearly some people running it don't. Thank you if you made it this far in the video, and leave a like or a comment, and I'll see you next time I decide to upload. Peace.